Most people assume memory is a talent. You either have it or you don't. But the truth is, memory is a skill, and one that can be trained faster than you think. Japanese students are known worldwide for their ability to study less and remember more. And it's not about discipline alone, it's about using better methods. Today, I'll show you how to use the same memory techniques used by top Japanese learners, backed by neuroscience, so you can study smarter, learn faster, and retain knowledge long-term. If you're ready to stop forgetting what you read, master new skills, and build true confidence in your memory, this is your blueprint. 1. The Japanese method. Learn to lock in memory fast. Japanese education culture places huge emphasis not on cramming, but on recall-based learning. Here's the key insight. Most people confuse recognition with recall. When you reread a book or watch a video and it feels familiar, your brain is recognizing it, but that is passive. When you are forced to recall it from memory, that is active. And active recall is what strengthens memory pathways. In Japan, learners are trained from a young age to study in short, frequent sessions, spend more time testing themselves than rereading, write or say what they've learned without notes, master simple recall first, complexity second. This creates robust neural circuits, the foundation of a strong memory. You can adopt this by using active recall, which we'll cover next. 2. Active recall, the memory accelerator. Active recall is one of the most powerful tools for fast learning, and most underused. Here's why it works. Every time you force your brain to retrieve information without cues, you strengthen the synaptic connections behind that knowledge. This process wires the memory deeper, turning weak, short-term memory into durable, long-term knowledge. How to practice. Active recall. Close your book and write out everything you remember. After a video or podcast, summarize it out loud without notes. Use flashcards with questions, not answers. After reading a chapter, teach it as if explaining to someone else. The more difficult the retrieval feels, the better. This is called desirable difficulty, and it signals your brain to prioritize that learning. 3. Spaced repetition, the secret to long-term memory. Japanese learners combine active recall with another core tool, spaced repetition. Your brain is designed to forget. But if you review information at optimized intervals, you catch it just before it fades, and that triggers memory consolidation. This is how spaced repetition works. First review, shortly after learning, same day. Second review, 1 to 2 days later. Third review, 3 to 5 days later, ongoing. Gradually increase spacing. Tools like Anki, Quizlet, and simple calendar reminders make this easy. Each review strengthens the retrieval pathway until the memory becomes almost automatic. Cramming works short-term. Spaced repetition builds a brain that retains for life. 4th, blurting, the memory hack most ignore. One technique heavily used in Japanese test prep is called blurting, and it works surprisingly well. Here's how to do it. After learning a topic, take a blank page. Write everything you remember about that topic. No looking at notes. When finished, check your notes to see what you missed. Repeat the process. Why it works. It forces deep retrieval without cues. It builds confidence in your recall. It exposes gaps in your memory that passive review would miss. Blurting is fast, simple, and extremely effective, especially in combination with active recall and spaced repetition. If you do just this one method consistently, your memory will outperform almost everyone around you. 5. The focused aesthetic study environment. Environment matters more than you think. Japanese learners often create study environments that are visually calm, physically minimalist, emotionally focused. Why this works? Your brain associates spaces with states. If your study space is cluttered or distracting, your brain will struggle to enter deep focus. How to optimize your space? Use clean, uncluttered desks. Have a consistent visual setup for studying, remove unnecessary screens, or stimuli. Use aesthetic elements that signal calm focus. Plants, neutral colors, soft lighting. This primes your brain to enter deep work states, making learning more efficient and memory stronger. 6. Memory across modalities. One overlooked strength of Japanese study methods is learning across modalities. Most learners stick to one input, reading or listening. But memory is strongest when you engage multiple senses and learning styles. How to use this? Read actively, but also teach out loud. Take handwritten notes in your own words. Listen to audio versions of key material. Visualize what you're learning with diagrams or mind maps. For complex skills or music, practice with visual, auditory, and kinesthetic cues. This creates multiple retrieval pathways, making recall faster and more flexible. The more modalities you involve, the deeper the memory trace. Memory is not talent, it is trained. Japanese students remember more not because they grind harder, but because they study smarter. Now you know the tools. Active recall, spaced repetition. Blurting, a focused, optimized environment, multimodal learning. Start applying even one of these, and you will notice the difference fast. Memory is like a muscle. Train it well, and it will serve you for life. Subscribe to Next Me Project for more grounded, psychology-backed content on learning faster, thinking sharper, and building a mind you can trust. Because your future self is already counting on you to remember.